but Fiend Hunter maybe.
Fiend Hunter might be good in this matchup. Elish Norn, not particularly. It's fine. Probably, I don't know if he'll be able to cast it. Now, on the other hand, Dylan has Combusts, which is going to be humongous in this matchup.
No question.
And Blasphemous Act?
Really?
Boy. Yeah, Blasphemous Act.
Oh my goodness.
That might just kill some humans.
13, yeah. All of you.
All right, so we don't, let's see, cannot tell who won the die roll.
But
we have Dylan won the die roll.
So Dylan won the die roll, presumably on the play. I don't think you want to be on the draw this matchup at all.
I don't know if you want to be on the draw in Standard.
Yeah, I always get confused. In Standard, I was like, play. And then a lot of pros in Limited are like, no, you want to draw first in this format.
And Limited is obviously a little bit different, where there are certainly times that, especially formats that are a little less consistent, where you just want to be up a card, and any format you mulligan a lot, you really want to be on the draw, because mulliganing is can be so harsh and Limited. And it looks like Dylan is going down to 6.
Now, what does that do for him as more of the controlling deck in this matchup?
I think that he is in a better position to go down. He has just having Primeval Titan to sort of go over the top and regain card advantage is really important.
Sure.
And maybe looks like DeQuan also mulligan.
Okay, so they're even on 6.
Only DeQuan mulligan.
Excuse us. Only DeQuan mulligan. So wow, and he's going back. Wow, he's going to 5.
Man. Yeah, anytime you're the beat down and you mulligan, that's a huge disadvantage. Now we saw 2 rounds ago, the guy who was playing green red, he mulliganed to 5 all 3 games and won the match.
Wow.
Yeah, and what we deemed to be a pretty bad matchup. So
that's insane.
It was pretty insane. Now I think that as most times you have this sort of a matchup like this, where I believe where DeQuan has to be more proactive. The mulliganing is a lot worse for him. He just doesn't have the ways to recover the card advantage. All he really has is, if he can stick like a Hero Blade hold, essentially recovers card advantage, especially his opponent can't block it. But things like, having 4 birds and 4 Avacyn Pilgrims, when you mulligan this far down, if you get too many of those, it's pretty rough. Like, if he can stick something big on turn 3, then he'll be fine. Like, if you stick a Mirror Crusader, he'll be in great shape. If, however, his 3 doesn't go that well, then it's going to be a real hard game for him.
So we see Dylan open up on turn 2 with a Strangler Geist, DeQuan on turn 2, Mirror Crusader.
Yeah, that is humongous in this matchup.
Okay.
You really want that on 3. Opponent reminds him to untap his Strangler Geist that is not attacking.
Then we have
Dungrove Elder, I believe.
Dungrove Elder seems fine.
2/2.
Yep. So DeQuan drops that. Is that Gavany Township?
I think that's another Razor Vine.
Yes, nope, you're right. That is a Razor Verge Thicket.
Yep.
Pilgrim number 2. So DeQuan's not having any mana problems today.
Nope. I'm not sure if you attack there or not.
I could see it either way.
I think it probably depends on what's in his hand.
Now, if DeQuan goes untap, sword, equip, then you obviously serve, but
that's going to be rough. And it looks like Dylan has another Stringer Root Geist. And what else? And see, like, the thing now is that because he has 2 Stringer Roots, he can play the 3rd one and just serve with all 3. One's going to die, but that's fine. It's got Undying.
Right.
Gets in for 4.
Yep. So Dylan weighing his options at this point. He doesn't know how aggressive. Like, I imagine he feels he can be somewhat aggressive in this matchup right now because DeQuan mulligan to 5, but at the same time, Mirror Crusader is such a big issue for him.
Right. I mean, maybe he just sort of turtles up a bit, and if DeQuan doesn't want to attack, he doesn't have to attack.
So we're going to see Strangler Geist number 2 for Dylan Temple. Kraken with both.
I imagine he'll block 1. I don't think he's going to chump the other one, but you never know.
It's possible. I don't necessarily think that's a great play, but
I mean, he doesn't have a whole lot to do with his mana as his mana gets up there. So
sure.
It may not be too bad, though. He does have that. He does have Gavany Township in his deck.
So we see. Looks like
probably just blocking the 1. It looks like
reasonable.
Taking 2, going down to 16.
Yep.
And that Stringer Geist is going to come back untapped to the counter.
What do you think of Undying in Constructed, Sam? Do you like it?
On my side of the board, I love it. On my opponent's side, I do not like it at all.
Which is probably the hallmark of a good mechanic, really. If you love to have it and hate for them to have it.
Well, I mean, I think it really has affected Standard because it makes Wrath of Gods that much worse. And he is tapping 5, maybe for an Elspeth.
Okay.
Wow, the Singleton Elspeth. That
Seems
is
fine.
humongous here.
So, you're DeQuan Watson in this scenario. You have 3 creatures on the battlefield already. And you're just like, it's cool. I'll take 3 more.
Yeah, you get the creatures. Now you have the opportunity to swing with your Mirror Crusader, which he does not do.
Yep, this'll... Wow.
Yeah, I really thought he attacked there.
Seems a little passive on DeQuan's
I would
part.
be a little scared. I'd be a little afraid for on his side that, if Dylan can stick a Primeval Titan in the next turn, he's going to Rampant Growth.
Sure.
It's obviously he doesn't know exactly what his opponent's playing. If he thinks he's playing the red green aggro deck, then I can definitely see making that play.
Right.
But as it is, it could get real dicey for him if he's not attacking here. He's not putting any clock on Dylan.
Right.
And he doesn't have enough swords to really to press it so hard. Well, I guess he's got 3 War and Peace, but
Sure.
he's got no
not
Feast
a
or Famine
ton,
or anything. Yeah.
So he has his Elspeth Terrell on 2 loyalty now, but nothing's really going to connect unless he wants... Well, he can't even Wolf Run to trample over.
He might be able to if he has enough. Well, he can't this turn because he played all that stuff. But next turn he can definitely, if he wants to, he can Wolf Run over the over whatever it is.
Sure.
And try and kill that Elspeth.
So we see a second Dungrove Elder for Dylan Temple before passing the turn. DeQuan has 6 creatures on the battlefield. He has an Elspeth Terrell on 2 loyalty. He's not hurting for mana at all.
And Dylan, a lot of times when you see these sort of mono green decks, he has 6 lands out. You would expect Dungrove to be larger than 3/3.
Right.
And that's pretty. That could become a problem if he plays a Primeval Titan next turn. He can get 2 forests or something. Then those become really really powerful. But as it is, a second Mirror
Crusader number 2 and a Birds.
Yeah. So these Crusaders are getting pretty lethal.
So it looks like DeQuan is going to tick Elspeth up and gain 8 times 2, 8 life, and go up to 24.
Yep, it is not looking great for Dylan here. That second Mirror Crusader really shortens the clock down a lot.
No question.
And it looks like he's going to cast a Primeval
Titan. So there's
Titan.
prime time. Okay, that's fine.
Dylan here, it looks like at this point he's probably going to want to win through Inkmoth Nexus.
Right.
Yeah, if he can get 1 swing with Primeval, maybe he's got enough. But he doesn't have that much longer. He's only got 2 turns left. And those Mirror Crusaders, they pack a punch.
And DeQuan does actually have outs on Inkmoth Nexus. He has Dismembers, he has Mortar Pods, which could shut it down.
I really like his position right now.
So
DeQuan's.
Yeah, wow. I mean, do you think was Dylan a little too passive?
No, I think Dylan played it fine. I think that Mirror Crusader is a big problem. And he just happened to sort of draw a land mix-up that made his Dungrove Elders not able to attack through the Mirror Crusaders.
Right.
Now, if he had 5 forests in play, for instance, and with 2 Dungrove Elders and 2 Stringer Root guys, he can just swing in there. And DeQuan can only, kill a Stringer Root guys. He can't actually kill a Mirror Crusader, or a Dungrove Elder,
yep.
Right? But the mix-up was just not quite right.
The curse of the mana base.
Yeah, I think DeQuan was probably a little too passive with his Mirror Crusaders personally.
Probably.
But at this point, he could have Dylan dead this turn.
Mm-hmm.
But Dylan does not have Inferno Titan, does not have anything like that, and so barring drawing a Wormcoil Engine, there is not a whole lot he can really do this game.
Nope. I mean, Batterskull maybe buys him a little bit of time.
The Crusaders got pro
green, yeah.
Pro green and black. So it's got it's got Batterskull protection as well. I think he is just on War and Peace doesn't do it. War and Peace on the might have enough on the Primeval Titan to trample over.
So it looks
Probably
like
not.
It looks like DeQuan drops Strangleroot Geist, ticks up, or nope, Rebuys the soldiers on Elspeth.
Yep, he is just gonna.
Holy crap, that's a lot of soldiers.
He has a lot of soldiers. He's just gonna block whatever.
No problem.
And Dylan does not have. Yeah, he just doesn't have a lot to draw. Now he does get a block for a 1 turn with the Inkmoth Nexus.
Sure.
So he is not completely out of the game.
I mean, that's a turn, but
well, he can attack with Primeval Titan, get 2 more Inkmoths, and sort of only has 2 Inkmoths.
Yeah, so he gets one more. That's a little bit of a delay, but
yeah,
not really.
And he's just not going to have enough mana to just serve everything. He's just not going to have enough mana to make those guys lethal.
So Dylan Temple Alpha Strikes here does not crack with the Inkmoth Nexus.
No, well he can't. He's got a hold one block to hold him back to block those Mirror Crusaders.
Sure.
If DeQuan can survive this attack, it's going to be pretty hard for him to lose.
So
the only hope I think Dylan has is having a second Primeval Titan.
What does that do for him exactly?
Well, he's able to block 1 Mirror Crusader. The second Primeval Titan would have him have enough lands to next turn really be able to use that the Kessig Wolf run to probably get over for enough damage with the 1 Inkmoth left in his deck.
Sure. Well, it's looking grim. It's not looking very good for Dylan Temple right now, but we don't know what's in their hands right now. It could be something that's going to save Dylan, but
yeah, but it all comes down to how this block goes.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not he tries to, I think you pretty much have to kill the Primeval Titan. And I don't know where the attacks are going, if anything's going at Elspeth or not. That's pretty relevant too.
Right. Well, Elspeth is at, I believe, 2 loyalty right now. So not a huge threat. All it's going to do is gain DeQuan more life.
Right. Well, that's the thing, is that if nothing's coming at Elspeth, you're less inclined to block with all your tokens.
Right.
Because you're just going to regain all that life next turn.
Sure.
Where if everything's coming at, if more stuff's coming at Elspeth, you probably want to stop some of it, or just let Elspeth die and use those to sort of chump everything that's floating around.
Tricky combat here for Dylan and DeQuan.
Strangaroo Geist with the counter is going to be blocked by at least 1 token. I think he's thinking about more. I think 2 at least is probably good. Unless you just want to throw enough power in front of the Primeval Titan to actually deal with it.
Right.
And that's the big question.
And that's excluding, maybe there's a Dismember in DeQuan Watson's hand. We don't know. But so that's not blocks, is it?
I don't know. It might be blocks.
I mean,
because if those are blocks, as long as I think he's trying to make sure that he doesn't have enough to actually kill him with the Wolf Run.
Right.
And he's just going to block just that much, so that the rest of his creatures, along with the 2 Mirror Crusaders, will kill Dylan.
Yep. It looks like Dylan could go Wolf Run for, is that 7? 6, 7? No, he can go in for 6.
He's pumping that Dungrove Elder a lot.
Wow.
Now let's see if DeQuan did the math right when he blocked. But if he pumped that much, it looks like he didn't do the math right, and he is going to be dead to this.
Yeah, wow.
I couldn't figure out any other reason he'd Wolf Run that for that much. If he does that, he's just dead on board.
He's cold. He can't block with Inkmoth. There are a lot of dudes on the table for DeQuan Watson. He just kind of still had all these creatures.
Went down to 3, yeah.
GG, we are on game 2.
I guess, you're just in that situation for Dylan, and his only real out is DeQuan blocking incorrectly, and he blocked well enough that his only out is not attacking.
Yep, and I'm not very good at playing the magical cards, I gotta admit, but even I'd be like, yep, I'll just turn all these sideways.
I have many more guys than you have life total, so we'll see how this works out.
I don't think you're blocking profitably here, so
good luck. So we saw the green-white aggro win game 1 at Mirror Crusader. was gigantic that game.
So
Really single-handedly won that game.
yeah, no question. That was, I mean, it was literally, I think, turn 2 Crusader,
Turn
and
2
then
Crusader.
either turn 3 or turn 4 Crusader to follow it up. Like,
Yeah.
what a great opening hand for DeQuan Watson. Like, that just causes so many problems.
So looking at sideboards now, I think Dylan has the sideboard advantage. He's got Combust, and Blasphemous Axe.
Yep. Those are going to be a huge problem.
He can bring in another Batter Skull. He's got a bunch of swords to bring in.
Yep.
And you're looking at DeQuan's deck. He just doesn't seem to have as much in this matchup.
No.
Celestial Purge isn't hitting anything. Dylan's not even playing
Red permanents.
any red permanent. He's not playing the Huntmaster Fells.
Right.
So Elish Norn, if he can resolve an Elish Norn, it's great.
That would be pretty significant.
But
Yep.
you got to get to that point. So I don't know this, and I'm not really sure what DeQuan brings in here. Probably brings in Fiend Hunter. Fiend Hunter seems fine.
Yep. Now,
Maybe more naturalizes.
yeah, that seems correct as well. Now, why doesn't Dylan Temple have Huntmasters in this deck? I thought Huntmaster was like the hot big card now.
You know what it is? I don't know why. I actually would like it in this deck. He's at least one. He's got 4 Green Sun Zeniths, and there are definitely times that I would like to see that card.
It's maybe a card access issue. I don't know, but that just seems like something you want.
I don't think it's card access. I think maybe it's just only having a few mountains. He just doesn't want to commit to it. But if I was building this deck, I think at least one. The Green Sun, being able to Green Sun Zenith for it, it's just way too powerful for me to just totally ignore it.
I agree.
Getting that on 5 mana, get that. There's so many decks where it's gonna virtually gain you at 6-8 life or something.
Yep. I remember there was in Star City Memphis a couple weeks ago, there was a matchup where one player had double Huntmaster and won the game literally on just being like flip, 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 flip.
Wow.
It was ramp versus zombies, and it was literally just
that's
like,
a matchup where you definitely
2
want
your
the
zombie,
Huntmaster.
2 you gain a bunch of life, make some rolls, dead. It was disgusting.
That seems pretty disgusting.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, I just don't know why you'd want to have at least one. So if you're building a green-red aggro deck like this, at least one.
Yeah, definitely. So for those of you just tuning in at home, welcome back. This is SCG Live. My name is Nicholas Sabin. I'm here with Sam Stoddard. We are in the middle of the Round 9 feature match between DeQuan Watson and Dylan Temple. And we hope that you're having as much fun watching us as we are telling you about this match. Looks like they're probably going to be starting soon. Dylan just getting a couple last-second shuffles in.
Again, DeQuan Watson won the first game of the penultimate round of this Swiss tournament.
This very long and very big Swiss tournament. We had 528 players today, which is just insane. GPs used to be smaller than that.
I remember those days. I wish I was better in those days. Man, like when you go to like a 5-person Grand Prix and top 64 made day 2, man.
Oh, and now
I just wish I could. Now you go to a Grand Prix and it's like 1,200 people. Like it's so much harder to top 8 a Grand Prix now.
Absolutely.
Could have gotten my figures up then instead of having to try to do it when it's hard. Oh boy.
Yeah, that was. I remember my first GP was GP Boston in 2005. I was a floor judge at that event. It was, I think, 400, maybe high 4s, low 5s, and it was insane. I was like, this is huge. I don't even know what I'm doing here. And then I'm at an event with 530 players, and I'm old. Sigh, I'm old. But looks like these guys are getting ready to go.
Dylan on the play this game.
It'll be interesting to see what exactly. I'm really interested in seeing what DeQuan wants to bring in here. Like, I'd love to see him just flop Elish Norn and be like, "All right, come at me, bro."
Yeah, I mean, I think you bring it in because it is going to be good in the matchup. I just, it's going to be real hard to cast. But if you get it, woo boy.
I loves me an Elish Norn. I play it in Dredge, and I'm just like, Oh, this is so cool.
Yeah, Elish Norn is a great card. It's so much fun. Again,
Absolutely.
on your side, not so much on your opponent's side.
Yeah.
Dylan leads off with the Forest. DeQuan, I imagine, will match
Razorverge Thicket
into a 1-drop.
Same opening as last game.
Yep, his deck full of 1-drops. Stringer of Geist.
Same opening as last game.
Yep. Now, if DeQuan has a Mirren Crusader, that might get rough for Dylan.
Yeah.
It looks like in his hand, he does have a Combust. Mirren Crusader. Now Dylan has a Mountain and a Combust, so he's it's not the same as last game.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He is.
Wow.
He is very happy to have those in his sideboard.
No
This
question.
is probably not the matchup he was thinking about when he put those in his sideboard. But
Right.
4 mana can't be good. This is either Garrick or Hero of Bladehold.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
That's just fine.
About that.
That card's not good at all, is it?
No.
Whatever.
Yep. Dylan does not have a second Combust for that. It looks like he played a Dungrove Elder.
3/3 Dungrove Elder and a Strangleroot Geist.
And so now DeQuan has a question. Does he attack into both of those? He'll be able to be able to kill one of them.
He can trade it for the Dungrove or the Strangleroot, whichever.
Right. He can trade it for the Dungrove, which isn't horrible. He still gets 2 tokens out of the deal.
Right.
But maybe he just wants to wait and see if he can't get a Township, see if he can't get an O-Ring and Dismember. Something else to get a little more value out of it.
Battlecry isn't a huge thing right now, but it would definitely be a huge thing, like in the board position we saw last game.
Yeah.
Where he had all the creatures. And
I mean, any turn, when he had those 2 Mirror Crusaders out, if he had Battlecry there, that takes a lot of turns off. That's an extra 4 damage.
Yep. So it looks like DeQuan has Garruk Relentless in the hand. I think I saw a peek of that.
Yep.
And DeQuan decides it is worth it.
Yep, he is going to, I imagine that Dylan will double block there.
Yep.
Double block the hero.
Wait,
what?
No,
he is blocking tokens.
Really?
Apparently.
Is that correct? Like, am I missing something here?
Assuming that is actually Dungrove Elder, I would not do that. I mean, maybe he's worried about a trick or something, but that is not how I would have played that personally.
Huh. So Dylan's going to go to 17 off getting smacked by the hero.
Yeah, this hero is really scary. This next turn, this hero is going to attack for a lot of damage.
Wow, yeah. Wow.
Barring Dylan drawing another Combust. I mean, he could draw Blasphemous Act right here.
Sure,
and that would, crack this game wide open, but what does he have? He's got another bird.
Bird's fine, but where's your Blasphemous Act?
Yeah, I mean, that hero, that is going to add a lot of damage this turn.
Wow, that's really going to hurt for Dylan Temple here.
He could have traded both those guys for that hero, and he did not, and now he's really going to pay for that.
So it looks like we're representing 4, 5, 8 plus 10 plus. Looks like we're representing about 17 damage on the battlefield right now.
Yeah.
If DeQuan were to Alpha Strike. And hey, wouldn't you know it? Dylan's at 17.
I imagine he will block.
That seems like the correct play.
But, DeQuan also has a Garruk Relentless in his hand. That will take out, I imagine will take out the bird.
Sure.
Leaving things wide open.
Yep.
Now, I might have, see, I
There's
probably would have been attacking with that Avacyn Pilgrim also.
Yep.
But he might have something else in his hand. Does he have anything for 1 mana that does anything? Or I guess he could pay 2. Unless there's something off the screen that we can't see.
Well, it looks like DeQuan Watson has 2 mana available to him.
Oh, he has something else. And a Geist. Okay, well, that changes things.
Oh,
that doesn't really change things. I think
that's really uncomfortable.
Yeah, now he can block and kill the hero, but he is going to take an extra 1, 2.
Looks like 6, 7, 8, 13 damage.
Yep.
It looks like.
If he had blocked last turn, that hero has 2 less tokens for 4 less damage and 1, 2, 3 less battle cry. So it's an extra 7 damage. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
So Dylan Temple is hoping to draw what exactly?
Blasphemous Act.
Yep.
I think that is the only thing he can draw at this point.
He had 2 of them in his sideboard.
Yep. I don't think anything else gets him out of the situation. And even that, he still leaves a Garrick and a Strangleroot guy, so it certainly doesn't put him out of the woods. Not even close.
Yeah, wow, okay. So Dylan Temple has 6 lands. He's in, but he doesn't want Primeval Titan here. Batterskull or Wormcoil, like...
those will... What is he playing? Oh, Thrun.
Thrun will not.
Yeah. Batterskull and Wormcoil would probably keep him alive for a little bit longer, but it's still... he'd still be pretty far behind.
Yeah. Now, DeQuan can't Alpha Strike for the win at this point. Assuming Dylan blocks optimally, DeQuan cannot just...
He will only attack for
3.
3.
Yep.
So there's 2 questions. There's 2 things you can do here. You can Garrick away one of your creatures and flip him. The next turn, sack a creature and go get Elishnorn.
Yep.
Which I think you might be 1 away from casting, but...
yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4,
he would
5,
need 1
6.
more mana.
Yeah, he would need 1 more mana for that. So if you don't have a land, that doesn't do anything. Or you can just make a wolf. Elspeth Tyrell.
Seems fine.
Hello, friend. Oh, man. We are down to Blasphemous Act or no.
Seems
just
good.
Flip that top card over.
Oh, man.
Just flip it over. See...
Is it? Is it?
He's untapping.
Is it?
He's untapping, so he's Oh, his opponent just did the scoop motion. Green Sun for a bunch. And nothing Primal Titan.
Really?
You're gonna be a little short. Spoiler alert, not gonna be enough.
So
if he could have gotten like 4 glimmer posts, there you go.
Or, I mean, let's be generous here. 4 Glimmer Posts and 4 Cloud Posts and 4 Vesuva?
Look, Glimmer Post is going to get in 16. That's enough for this turn. Next turn, we can worry about
rebuying for the...
About getting the Vesuvas and the
Cloud Posts.
The Cloud Posts.
Oh, wait, we're not in Legacy,
are
we?
Not in Legacy.
Crap.
So, assuming his opponent forgets to attack, Dylan might have a shot in this game.
Might. So...
But yeah, this, this green-white deck.
GG? Yep. There we go.
Handshake. Man,
wow.
I felt Dylan was better positioned than that, and we saw the combust, and that helped out, but it was not enough.
I mean, and that was... Yeah, it was combust your turn 2 Mirran Crusader.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. But do you have something for my Hero Blade Hole?
Did not. It's
such a remarkable change, I think, where you can sit down and watch a feature match. Ostensibly, these guys are probably X1, maybe bubbling high, maybe higher or lower than that, but right around the X1 range with creature-heavy decks.
Yeah.
We're not seeing blue-black control. We're not seeing frights. We're just seeing dudes.
There has been a lot of combat math today. And this is one of the first matches where we've seen where it has been actually complex combat math, which is something you don't see a whole lot of limited. When you're attacking and you're like, all right, how do I block enough guys to stay alive so that my opponent also dies? Like, usually it's kind of like I mash my guys in, I have some removal.
So it's definitely a thing.